So let's get started. Good morning to you all. Welcome here from Saskia from Holland, Ralph from Taiwan, and
Hello.
to you all in the rest of Europe and Vietnam. I saw some additional subscribers, and all over the world. Good morning to you all. We will do a presentation on how to follow up a file request from your customer, and you are the supplier in this case. So I talk about customer, and you are the supplier in this presentation. It's impossible to go through all the steps and show you everything that should be done because you won't remember afterwards. So I will highlight the important steps, and afterwards we have a Q&A session and you can ask your questions, of course. The link of this recorded session and multiple videos who will help you while you are working on the request will be shared with you, of course. If you need help, questions related to the product or why you should do this, discussion about buying credits, etc., all those kind of questions, ask your customer. And if you have problems how to operate the system, send an email to helpdesk@Product IP. It's very helpful if you put good screenshots where you are, in what file you are looking, etc., and we will help you with it, of course, how to operate the system. We also have a Product IPedia in the system where you can find a lot of extra information 24/7 at your disposal. There is a video recorded session about how to create your technical file with all the steps, and also the instruction how to follow up this. And there's explained every step I explained today in high over. So follow up on the supplier. It starts with an email. You will receive an email where your customer is requesting you to share a technical file. If you have already an account, you can just log in, and if you forgot your password, then you can request here a new password. Check your spam folder if you don't receive a verification email, and otherwise send an email to helpdesk@Product IP. Log in and you can continue working on the request sending. If you are a first-time user, you first have to register yourself. And there you can click on the link in the email, go to the register and register yourself. You will need to create a password, etc. And then you receive, of course, a verification link in your email to verify the registration. And if you didn't receive a registration email, check your spam folder again. And if you don't receive it even there, send an email to helpdesk@Product IP, and we're here to help you. Once you have registered successfully, you have to click and continue, and then it could be that you will enter this screen. This means that the email is sent to a different email than the request is sent to. So check the email where the email is sent to, because maybe your colleague received it, forwarded it to you. Then you start registering yourself, and then there's no connection because the request is sent to your colleague and you have registered. So you can't find the technical file request from your customer. There are two options to solve this. You can see, ask your customer to use your email address, so you can find it instantly in your account, which you have just created. Add the address of your colleague to the account, so then it will be visible for you both. Or maybe your supplier of your customer hasn't sent the file request yet. That's also possible. But if you have received an email, it should be in the account. So that's the thing. How to add a new user to your account. you go to the control panel on top right corner, go to company account, go to invite user, invite, and fill here the information, and you can send a message. Your colleague who will receive an email and has to register themselves, and they have to log in one time. Otherwise, the registration will not be finished and the account will still not be visible for you. In some cases, you have registered yourself and you receive this email. You have to a little patient, you have to wait. And this is because there is already a registration with the domain of your email account. And then the admin of the account grant you access to the account. And if it takes too long, you can find here the contact details of the admin, and you can ask them to add you to the company account, and then you can keep on working on the file request. So your admin will receive this email and they can accept or deny. So that's all about registration. We see a lot of confusion in the beginning. That's why I took these steps with you. And it should be smooth, but in some cases it doesn't work. Now you know a little bit why. And if it doesn't work, send an email to helpdesk at Product IP. So now we go through the steps of the file request. In the account which is created, you have on the top a request page. If you go there, you can find the technical file request. Here are all the requests sent to you. If you don't see a request which you expected and you haven't received an email, ask your customer if they have sent out the request yet. Because in some cases you think, oh, I just have to look there. But wait for the email, wait for your customer to send the request, and you can follow up. Also, in some cases, before you start, you have to upgrade it to a corporate account, because it's just something you have to click, because otherwise you can't accept the file request. So just click it and it will work. Then you have to review the information you received. Like in this example, product winter, you see an asterisk. That means there are multiple articles in one technical file. And there you see the article product summer and product summer 1. And the market release date is the same. And you will produce it in the same time and you will deliver it in the same time. It's made from the same material. So this can be grouped in one file together. You can't merge them. Your customer has to do that. So what you have to do is you decline them, ask here the customer to merge the products together, and they will resend the file request and you can follow up just like it's sent here, set together. So if it's from the same supplier, obvious, made from the same material and has the same requirement list, it has the same function, and the same documents are applicable to all the products, articles can be grouped into one file. And if you find them as a separate technical file request, decline and ask your customer to merge and resend the request so you can follow up. For accepting the file request. In some cases, it's possible that you see this mark prepaid. Then your customer has paid already the cost of creating the technical file. It's not applicable for all. In some customers has decided that you should bear the cost of it, and in other cases, some customers will pay for it. So we can't say what you will find, but I have to point them out together because there are multiple suppliers here with multiple customers. If you don't see the prepaid and the customer has agreed with you that you will pay, you have to buy the credits before you can accept the file request. In this case, you also see if you have accepted it, there will be no creating button because you don't have enough credits. And you see this red bar and click here to buy the credits. and it will be self-explaining. You can see how many credits you have to buy. For each technical file, you need 2 credits, but it's all explained there. Just look at the screens you will enter if you click on this bar. If you have already a technical file, you can maybe share this already with your customer. Then you don't have to click on create. You just click here on share and follow the screens there. Select the correct technical file and share that with your customer. And the customer can decide whether to accept it or decline it. If this is all not the case and you have to create a new technical file for your product and on request of your customer, just click on create. You will enter the wizard and there is data from your supplier, from your customer who is already filled in. In this case, only the market release date and etc. etc. But you can add the extra information here. This will be visible, of course, also for your customer. If you want to work with product IP and request the documents from your supplier and you enter the supplier information here, this will not be shared. So your supplier will take out once you share this technical file. You go to the wizard and click on next. And then you will enter one of the most difficult questions in creating the part of the technical file. That's finding the correct product category. We have also here more information, and once you can click there, of course, later, and then there you can find out more tips how to find the correct product category, and it's very important that you choose the right product category because the requirements in the requirement list are based on the chosen product category. So choose a wrong product category, you will have wrong standards mentioned on the requirement list, etc. Last question in the Q&A, in the wizard, it's how you want to create your technical file. Probably you want to do it yourself, but if you have no time, no knowledge whatsoever, Product IP can also help you, and you can choose for fast. Then Product IP will be your secretary for the moment. For creating this technical file, but you can read all the information here and decide. And then you click on create a technical file. And as you can see, a technical file costs 2 credits. So it's important that you verify the information here. Is everything not correct? Market release date is not correct. Of course, you can once you create the technical file, you can adjust the market release date, but then it will later, when you share your technical file with your customer, it will deviate. They will have another market release date in their request mentioned, then you will share, and that will raise questions. So I think it's always good to verify with your customer the information shared here, communicate with them. You can, of course, always decline and ask the question there, or send an email, pick up your phone, or communicate on another way, but ask what should be. So once the technical file is created, it will look like this. You have a lot of tabs, but the important tabs are the requirement list. And the requirements shown here are based on the information on the product tab here. The market release date, the region that it's sold, probably is filled in by your customer because they know where they will sell the product. Your chosen product category. In some cases, it's also possible that your customer has already filled in the product category, the Q&A, and in some cases there are additional requirements for that customer, and that's automatically filled in. So this determines on what requirements are applicable to your product. And the documents you will collect on the document tab are applicable to all the articles mentioned on the product tab. That's the connection it's made. Once you create, once you think, oh, this is a really different article and we have a different test report because it's an outdoor lamp instead of an indoor lamp, then it should not be in this technical file. So it's important. Remember, same material, same function, same production, etc. Then it can be grouped in one technical file. So on the requirement tab, you can find the requirements applicable for your product. Also, the required documents. So here is a complete list of all the required documents that you have to collect as evidence for to show the compliance of the product. Of course, it's possible that you are not the one who should draw up the CE declaration. And if you think this is not applicable, this is not my responsibility, leave it out and share the technical file, share it with the customer. The customer will review it. And if they think it's sufficient and they agree, they will accept. And otherwise, they will give you a feedback that it's not complete and what you have to supplement later so that you can share later a complete technical file. There's also a lot of extra information on the requirement tab. At the end, there are two icons, a blue one and a green one. Or there are multiple icons, but for the information, a blue one means resources available. You can see a compliance clip, that's very short extra information. What's the bill of material in this case? And there's also templates which you can download and later upload. So to use to get the evidence in the technical file. So on the upload, on the document tab, there is a button, upload documents. This will come up, and then be aware that only PDF or pictures can be uploaded. No Excel, no Word. You first have to transfer them into a PDF before you can upload them. You can search it, drag and drop, or upload them, select them and say start uploading, and then it will be uploaded 100%, goes very quickly, and then say close. So on the document tab, you can find the status of the document. And here you can see if it's linked or not. And in it, of course, it starts with all no. In this case, I have an example with some yes, some no. And then you have to link them. Open the document by clicking on the name. So this is the document opened in our viewer, and then you have to add the metadata, the extra information of the document. Maybe you want to change the name, you want to make it more relevant to the product. Add the document category that will help you finding the correct requirement to link the document to. And of course, you can have a reminder date when a document expired, etc. So once you have filled in here, you can close it and then link it to the requirement by clicking on the green button on the top. That's Match It. And that tool we have created that it will read your document very quickly and gives you an example of a suggestion where to link the document to. In this case, it gives you the suggestion based on the document category to link it to this requirement. This is in the document. So you think, yes, this is a correct evidence for this requirement. So you can tick the box, and then you can decide, is it sufficient to link it to this document, or then you can click on green. And if it's not sufficient, for instance, you only have the certificate and not the test report yet uploaded in, then you can say, okay, I link it blue, and then it will be as a remark that it's not fully complied with the requirement. Once you have clicked on blue, you can add a notification why you should read, why you choose to link it as insufficient or in progress. That's maybe a better word. Like here, it's linked blue with the document linked to, and here it's linked green with the document, and here it's linked blue with the document and the notification only 232 substances have been tested, and as you can see, 274 were required. So in this case, maybe you have to add an extra test or whatsoever. This will also be visible for your customer once you share your technical file. Next step is also an important one because that is very helpful for your customer. Add the picture on the product tab. So go to the product tab, set product image, and add the product image here because that's a good reference for your customer on what topic and what product that you are talking about. Step 6. Now you have completed the technical file and you have uploaded all the documents, linked them to the requirements, so it shows the compliancy of your product, and you think, yes, I'm fully complete and I can share this with my customer. It can also be that you think, I don't have all the documents, but I think it's sufficient enough, and you want to have your customer review it and has an opinion about it or guide you more. Then you can share it and your customer can add a note to it, what to improve. That's also a possibility. But to avoid wasting each other's time, work on a technical file, make it as complete as possible, and share it after then with your customer. For a prepaid technical file, it's paid by your customer. So there you can see you can only be shared with your customer. So then the information is already filled in. View and clone is ticked because your customer has to make a clone to create its own technical file. And then you see this screen, all the information is from your customer, so you don't need to add here extra information. So you can just say skip and share the technical file with your customer. After the file is shared, it's no longer displayed on the requirement tab. So it's gone. This is your to-do list of creating technical files and sharing technical files. Once you think, oh, which files I do have to share, I have to work on, you can go to the request, go to the technical file request and see, oh, these are the files I still have to work on. This one I have to accept. So click here to work on the technical file, and if you think, yes, it's totally sufficient, you can share it. And you can share it by clicking here on the sharing tab in your technical file and share it with your customer. So once a technical file is declined, you will receive an email from your customer with an explanation why and what you should improve. There's also a direct link to your technical file. So if you are logged in, product IP, it will open the technical file, or what you can do is log in, go to the top shares, and there you can find the file. It's declined. You can click on the file and open the file and work on it. On the issue tab here, you can find the feedback from your customer. Here it says, please upload the file and upload the missing document. So it goes back and forward, etc., etc. So you know now, okay, I have to upload the documents, the missing documents. I have to link the documents and then reshare the technical file. Resharing is very easy. Go to the sharing tab, just click on the envelope and the share will be made instantly. If the file is accepted, then you also will receive an email, and then your work is done for this technical file. And of course, it's gone from the request page, and you can't no longer find it here. You can find the created technical file, of course, because it's also your file. It's created, it's on the technical file page. So Rolf, are there any questions at the moment?
I am not sure if our chat is working.
Okay.
So far, no message. But I I believe the chat is open.
Or should they use the Q&A below? That's also sometimes a possibility.
Yes, yes.
Maybe it should be in the Q&A. Did I understand? There's a question coming. Thank you, thank you. So, yeah, did I understand correctly that all the information from this training is available in video lessons on your platform? Yes, that's it. Correct. And of course, we will share the videos. I prepared some Q&A. So let me go here instantly because this is related to your question. Like I said, go to Productipedia, which I pointed out in the beginning. There you can find how to create a complete technical file with a recorded session in English and Dutch. We are working very hard on to improve our platform. So some screens are outdated, but actually it works for now. And also, if you work with, start working on your product technical file, there is also the instruction here. And if you receive your technical file request from your customer, here is a button how to follow up, and there's also an instruction already. So, of course, we have done this session before, so let's go through the Q&A we prepared for today. This is a frequent asked question. I have already shared a technical file and now I receive a new technical file request. It's about reordering, and every reorder should have its own technical file because it shows compliancy. Maybe you created a new batch with new raw material. Maybe you have changed a little bit on the product. So actually you have created already a technical file for the first batch. Maybe this is not applicable to your new batch. So that's why you have to create a technical file for this new batch also. It could be that you reshare the previous technical file before, because everything is still applicable and you know that you have created it from the same material and did all things the same. So that's why you can reuse your first created technical file also on this batch. Inform your supplier about, inform your customer about this. And you can also see this in your technical file, but I will come to that.
One more question. Who will pay for this service? Do we as supplier have to pay even if our customer requests us to use the service?
I'm not so sure what kind of service you are talking about.
The file request. The file request.
Okay, the file request, and that's a decision from your from your customer, which you have to discuss with your customer. It could be that your customer says, no, I will pay for it. And the other customer will say, no, you have to pay for it. So we can't have an opinion about that. That's totally on a one-on-one between the two of you.
So if your customer is paying, it's marked as prepaid.
Correct.
Then it's already, then you can create the technical file directly. If it's not prepaid, you need to discuss with your customer, or you need to buy 2 credits to order in order to create a technical file.
Okay, now the next question before we go to the to make an account, we need to wait the email to make an account or login account we already have. If we not receive it yet, we need to request a link, customer, correct? It could be, of course, you can wait until you receive the request from your customer with the email. And otherwise, if you go to productip.com, there on the top, there's a register button. And of course, you can prepare yourself and create the account yourself already. You always will receive an email. And so it's up to you. It's what you decide. You can't see anything else, so you can't prepare yourself. If you have to create the technical file on your cost yourself, of course, you can buy credits already and you can work already on your technical file. That's a possibility. But that's possible. But that's also explained all in the instruction manual, so you can read it later on. But it's a good question. To clone a technical file and a reorder before the market release date, is there any charge? Yes, a clone costs also 2 credits because it's a new requirement list and it's a new technical file. But you can still reuse the documents you have already collected, the work you already have done by linking the documents, etc. That can also be copied into if you clone a technical file. So it's time. It saves time to clone a technical file, but the cost will be the same. This was also a very interesting. Repeat items can also be declined. Well, no, discuss with your customer because they are sending out, of course, that technical file request not just for fun. So share a technical file. It could be that you reuse your technical file or update your first technical file and share it afterwards. Do we have to do this every time once our customer place an order? That's something you have to discuss with your customer, and it's up to them to decide. But once they send out a file request, every article should have its own compliance technical file. For 10 years, you bring it on the market. That's European law. It's not what we have decided. It's just the message we bring.
Saskia,
Yeah.
for a clone, if you keep the market release date the same, it's 1 credit. If you
Yeah.
change for a clone, if you change the market release date, then it's 2 credits.
Correct, but in most cases, if you change the market release, it should be changed because it has a new entry. So
Cool.
yeah, in some cases it can, but then if you don't change the market release date and you don't change the requirement list, yeah, why you should take the effort?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, but it's a good point that if you reuse it, for instance, you buy it from 2 suppliers because you buy also, and you reuse the product category with a different market release date, then a clone only costs 1 credit. That's a possibility, but that's maybe too confusing now. So here, important, reorder expiry date, like here, you have a market release date in your technical file, which determine what kind of requirements are applicable to your product. So there you have the reorder expiry date, and that means that there is something changed in the requirements of this article. And after this date, this technical file is expired. So you have to look at what's expired and what you should update. For instance, REACH has every 6 months an update with new substances added to the list. So maybe you think if I only test that 1 substance, then I'm also very quickly can update it. But this is your indication. Can I reuse the technical file with the request I received from my supplier? Customer, sorry. And in the requirement list, it will look like this. Here you see the expiry of this requirement. So we have here the standards for the electrical safety. These standards were fulfilled, but now I have a new order with a market release date after this date. So I can't show the compliancy anymore with this standard. So I have to make it with these standards because you can see here it's mandatory from the 11th of July 2024. So in this case, I have to create a new technical file because these standards are outdated. Then, of course, you can make a clone, change the market release date, and then the clone will cost 2 credits, 1 for the technical file and 1 for the new requirement list based on this market release date. And then, of course, these will disappear from the new created technical file because they are no longer applicable to the product, and they will take out, and only this will stay open, and you can just update this document. How do I know what documents I need to upload? Go to the
This is also, Saskia, this is also one question in the Q&A. I think
really?
it goes to the same direction. Yeah.
Great, great. This is a frequent asked question. So I see only 3 in the Q&A, so that's good.
Meanwhile, 4.
Yeah. Keep an eye on that, Ralph. Thank you for your assistance. Here you see the requirements, required documents, and there's the complete list. Of course, this is a short screenshot because the list is longer. In some cases, it's multiple, like you have artwork, and artwork also includes CE declaration, those kind of things, marking, etc. So it looks a very long, but work on it and work with it, and I think it will be self-expression. And then also, if you have a question about it, check the I on behind the requirement, and there's the extra information about the document, about the requirements, etc. What if I don't have all the requested documents? One, you can complete the file with what you have. And if you think, yes, this is enough and it shows the compliancy of my product, share that with your customer, and your customer will review it and give you feedback. Maybe they think this is not sufficient. Maybe they think, yes, it's sufficient because I'm responsible for the documents that are still missing. Or what can happen is that you have to request them from your supplier, because you are also in the middle and you have a whole tier of suppliers, of course, in this chain. Then you can invite your supplier from the technical file, and that you can find in the instruction manual of how to create a technical file. Of course, there is the invite of the supplier, and there's all explained what kind of steps you have to take. So you can invite your supplier, he can upload the documents in your technical file, you can link them, and then you can share that with your customer. So you get a whole chain of people working on the compliance of a product. How much does it cost to create a technical file? Like I expressed already in the presentation, but it's a frequent asked question, therefore once more. Just click on the button buy credits, and then you can see, you can calculate the number of credits. So if I want to create only one technical file, you click in 1, and then you see I have to buy 2, and the number are added here instantly, and the cost will be, and you will receive an invoice, and you can pay. The voucher, Ralph, help me with this. I think that's not so money applicable. There vouchers are there, but
yeah,
maybe
we still from time to time we have vouchers. So for promotion, but right now I think there are no vouchers.
No. So if you don't have any voucher, just ignore it, because it's also very frequent to ask. I don't have a voucher code, and then I can't continue. Yes, you can because there is no voucher at that moment, or not applicable to you. So if you have no knowledge about a voucher, then it's not applicable. Ignore it and just click on buy the credits. If a technical file information is incorrect, does it cost money to modify? Yes. Not all. Market release date, if you change that, we will generate a new requirement list, and that will cost money. And also the product category, if you chose the wrong product category, then the requirement will be added, changed based on the chosen product category. So those two will, if you change that will cost money. The rest, you can add countries, you can probably not, but for instance, or edit the data, preferably not, because it's a request and you have to follow up on data of your customer. But then it does the rest doesn't cost money. And it's one time. It's stored for 10 years, no extra cost after whatsoever. Once it's created and you don't change anything at market release date or the product category, there will be no extra cost for it. So like this, also 1 credit. Any other question coming in?
Yeah. Will we get the video recording for the webinar today?
Sure. Definitely. Will be shared with you. How to create similar products for the same technical file. Once you have started your technical file, but in this case, I think go to your supplier or go to your customer, because it's a request and they should provide you with the correct information. They should merge the articles into one technical file which you create from the request. But let's say that your customer is calling, oh, I forgot to add this, please add it manually. Could be, that's a possibility. And if you agree with your customer, it can be done. You go to the product tab, just click on add product article. There you see a screen. You can add the article to your technical file, and then it will be on your product tab also. So if you need help, like I expressed already, the video for today will be shared with you. We have a lot of extra videos which we collect and also share with you. So you don't, you just have to click and watch them. And perhaps multiple times if you see it for the first time, because for the first time, it's complex. There are so many steps and I can't explain it all today to you. I hope it makes sense what I told you today, and you have a guidance now and you have an understanding what the idea is and how you should operate and how you can work together with your customer. The videos are there. This video will be there. There are multiple videos. There are instructions, especially this received a technical file request from your customer. This one, it's really accept the request, decline, create the technical file, share the technical file. All is there step by step explained. So go there, open it, work on it, preferably with 2 screens, then you can have it one by one. Just do it. It can be overwhelming before you start, but once you are going through the steps, I think you can work on it. That really, I trust you. And also, if you want to create a technical file, because that's not explained in this one, because then we link to this guidance, of course, then you can skip the first part, because the creation of the technical file is for one who creates the technical file himself, not via the file request, not via the create button. So then go to step 4, requirement list, etc. Here you can see how you create your technical file, and here you can find the information, how to link the documents, how to review it, how to invite your supplier if you have still missing documents, and what your supplier will see, and etc, etc. So all the steps are described, but it takes some effort to get comfort with it. But and nothing is very easy in the beginning. I just can say, just start and work with it. And if you really run into trouble or think the product, the operation of the system, I really need help, reach out via helpdesk at Product IP. And of course, we are there to help you. So that was our part for today. Are there any other questions?
So if you have later questions, just use the invite email, reply to us, and we will answer your questions. Yeah, we still have a little bit time. You can write your questions to the Q&A. Otherwise, yeah, you can write emails to us later.
Definitely. We can wait another 5 minutes before we stop. But thank you. Yeah, it was We didn't know to expect how many questions you will have, so that's why we had prolonged the session a little bit, but 35 minutes. We hope it was sufficient. It was clear enough for you. Of course, it's a lot to understand, but make small steps, accept your technical file, communicate with your customer, create your technical file. And of course, when if you are just a first-time user and think, oh, you can create it also, the technical files, not only on request of your customer, you can also create the technical files for all your products, and you can share the technical file with multiple customers, of course. So that's also possible. Questions about that, you can reach out to sales, to Ralph, or other colleagues in Germany and Holland and England, Alice. So we are there. Just don't hesitate and send us anything else. I think everybody had time enough to type the questions, so I think there will be no questions anymore. So thank you so much all for joining us today. Hope to see you in another session. We share also the new event calendar, etc., and with a lot of extra interesting information for you. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.